I see a lot of vintage Christmas ornaments. Oh, whoa. Welcome to episode 44. In this episode, we're going to do a little something different. I thought it'd be cool to do a solds from the weekend video, since we rarely, if ever, have done those. But it was a little slower weekend than normal. Normally, we're in that 17 to low 20 solds range. So Mondays are generally very busy for me, trying to get everything in packaged into the post office before my daughter gets home. But I believe this weekend we ended up being around 13, 14-ish items sold, so it's not quite as many. I only have one that's going to be kind of a hard item to ship. It is a lamp that's kind of big, and I just have to find a box for it. If I have to go buy one, I will. Sometimes when I can't find a box around here that I need, I can just run to Home Depot. It's right up the street, and buy boxes that'll fit in. But anyway, let's get into it and start showing you what we sold from the weekend. I'm just going to go through here, look at my awaiting shipment list, and pull the items out of my bin here and show them to you and tell you what they sold for. The first thing is a vintage brass swan wall pocket, which I'm always amazed at how well brass animals sell. Like, we sold two. This isn't the only brass animal we sold over the weekend, but as you can see, it's a wall pocket. But it's a brass swan, and it sold for $26. And these are always good to pick up, because generally if you go to sales, you can find these brass figures for just a couple bucks. I mean, I'm not sure what we ended up paying for this one, but I know the other one we had in here, we paid $5 for it, sold it for around the same price. But when we get to it, I'll pull it out and show it to you. But anyway, just keep in mind, these brass animals are easy to ship, and they always sell. They're not big money, but when you get it for just a couple bucks, hey, I'll take that all day, every day. But anyway, moving on. Next was a vintage Ernie Chocolates, the Legend of Ernie Leprechaun tin from Dublin, Ireland. It's a candy tin. And it, as you can see here, it's a candy tin. Open it up. Lid's got a hinged lid. This sold for $21.99. This tin. Next, we always buy these two anytime we see them, and they always sell. This is a new, never worn, you can tell by the soles, pair of Rothy's slip-on shoes. We sold these for $50. We sold a lot of pairs of Rothy's at this point. Amy always keeps her eye out for these because they're just easy to ship and easy to sell. And they went for $50. Next, we sold this set of vintage copper and aluminum sauce pots with brass handles. There's a pair of them, as you can see. And I kind of feel like I underpriced these because they immediately sold, but you know, you take it. I mean, I didn't even have to take these upstairs and store them. They sold before I even got them put up in our eBay room. So, but like I said, I think I undersold them a little bit. They sold for $54.99. I probably could have went a little bit higher on that, but we'll take it. A sale's a sale. I have another set of pans that were the copper, brass, and aluminum also, but those are still for sale. Next is the brass deer that I was talking about earlier. It is another brass animal figure. Like I said, easy to ship. They always sell. Paid $5 for this guy. Sold it for $22. I ended up taking an offer. I think I had it listed for $28. Somebody offered $22. I think they offered it the day after I listed it, so it also never got put up in our eBay room, and we're just sending it out the door. I like that. If I can keep from having to store it, if I can just list it and sell it and get it out the door, that's what I'm trying to do. Next, now this is the one that I was saying it might be a little more difficult to ship, just because of the size of it. But it is a vintage mid-century double gooseneck bullet shade desk lamp. As you can see, it's a little larger, so but also it's metal, so I'm not too worried about breakage. I just have to find a box that'll fit in. If I I don't have a box here. Like I said, I'll run to Home Depot real quick. I can be there back in 10, 15 minutes. It's only like 2-3 miles up the road from my house. But anyway, this one sold for $49. We also accepted an offer on that. I forget what I had it listed at. But if you, at this point in time, if you offer us any kind of reasonable offer, we're going to take it. We just have so much stuff. I'm just trying to move stuff out the door. So if it's reasonable, I accept it. They made an offer on it. We took it out the door for 49 bucks. Move this out the way. Next, we sold this vintage Barware set. It's a pitcher and 6 glasses. You can see the pitcher, the design on the pitcher. Kind of an Asian style design. Same for the glasses. And I believe this is from that house clean out we did. I think this was in that last haul video I did from the house clean out. And we sold this one. Also accepted an offer on this one. Sold this for $50. Accepted an offer. I'm gonna set this off to the side so it doesn't block the view here. And you're getting a little bit of a peek behind the curtain because this is my dining room, but this is actually where I sit and I write up my listings and take my photos and stuff, just because when I have my shades and stuff open, I got a decent natural light in here, so it's a better place to take photos. But anyway, just a little peek behind the curtain. Next, we sold a vintage cast iron Wagnerware 9-inch skillet, number 6F. This one sold for $30. Again, I accepted an offer on it. Anytime, like I said, if it's a reasonable offer, we're going to take it. And just get this stuff out of the door. So if you see anything in our store, just make us an offer. As long as it's not... Some people will try to offer below half price and stuff. And that gets a little excessive there. We don't generally take those. But we'll counter offer. And we'll play the game, bounce back and forth. The other night, somebody was trying to make... They said they really wanted a vintage Barbie that we had, I believe. No, it wasn't even a vintage one. It was from like the 2010s. So they were trying to find it. And I'm like, okay, well, make us an offer. And they kept saying they wanted me to make them an offer. And I'm like, why do you want me to make you an offer? You're the one who wants to buy the thing. I don't know. It was confusing to me. So I was just like, all right, if they want it, they'll make an offer. They didn't. So we'll see where that ends up. All right, moving on. Next was a Katori multicolor Bohemian Festival fringe adjustable handbag. And we took an offer on this one as well. We'd had this for a little while, so we were like, you know what, let's just get it out of here. But it's a very colorful fringe handbag purse, shoulder strap, as you can see. And we took an offer. This is a repeat buyer here. We sold this for just $12, but you know, big stuff, small stuff, it all adds up. So that one went for $12 to a repeat buyer. Next, we sold a vintage travel size Shalimar perfume. Boom. And we took an offer on this also for just $15. But we always pick up these vintage perfumes. Sometimes you can do really well on the vintage perfumes. People collect the stuff. Sometimes the scent's been discontinued or whatnot, so it's hard to find. Easy to ship too, because that's how small that is. You just have to make sure you got the lid in there securely so it doesn't leak. And next item we sold, which we have 2 of these, but one of them sold. These sold in, it only was listed for 2 days. I listed it, I believe, and it sold within 2 days. But this polka dot Pyrex 1.5 pint mixing bowl. And I accepted an offer on that since we had 2. I had it listed for, them both listed for $64 each. Somebody offered $50. I had 2, so I took it. So I'm going to get one of these out the door today. Still have one if you're looking for this pattern. Still have one, so I expect it not to be around very long though. But anyway, there's one more left if anybody's looking for that particular pattern. And let's see, next we sold, now these things are kind of funny because these are these wooden climber Christmas ornaments. We bought a ton of these. I mean, we might have had 100 plus of these things. There was monkeys, pirates. This one's in Indiana. There was a mountaineer, but they got super easy to ship, and they've sold continually since we got them. As you can see, and you undo the rope and you move them, it makes it look like he's climbing up and down. But they're easy to ship, and they go for anywhere. Usually we sell them from anywhere between 12 and 15 bucks. And sometimes people buy multiple of them. But also another thing that's easy to ship. All right, moving on. Now we got, this is actually the last thing here, but there's some stuff that isn't paid for yet. This is a vintage Irwin's beverage seltzer bottle, sapphire blue, checked glass. And I accepted an offer on this as well. Sold this for $45. Gotta be a little careful. I'm probably take this apart when I go to ship it, because the stem in there is glass as well. I don't want the stem to break. But I'm pretty good at shipping stuff. I feel, when I originally we started doing this, that was one of the more intimidating parts of doing all of this, was the shipping. But at this point, I just actually checked the other day, was talking to my father-in-law. We've shipped over 7,500 items, so I'm no longer intimidated by shipping stuff. I don't know if you've watched any of our other videos, but you saw we had those big, tall Blenko glass vases that I had to ship. They got there. They went to Ohio, I believe. I had some big McCoy planter jardiniers and plant stands that I shipped to Iowa that were also very breakable and very big. They made it. Like I said, I'm not really intimidated by the shipping part of it anymore. I rarely have breakage. Sometimes it's unavoidable. Sometimes people will show you a picture of a box, and the box will just be mangled by the post office. You can't do anything about that, but it's been rare, knock on wood. But anyway, that's the solds that we have that have been paid for. We got one more child's outfit that sold. It was a mini Bowden. I don't know if you paid attention to one of our last videos. Amy was actually talking about that's a brand to be on the lookout for, but she sold that dress for $15, but the person has not paid for it yet. But also easy to ship. What would the total be on that there? 45. Let me see what the total would be here. So since I went to the post office on Friday, so basically Friday evening, Saturday, and Sunday, we sold $441 worth of stuff. A little slower than normal, but you know, that it happens. Stuff ebbs and flows. Normally, like I said, we're in that 17 to 22 range of items sold over the weekend. I think this was, let me count exactly. 1, 2. There's only 13 this week, so that's a fair amount down. That's a 7 to 10 range below where we normally are, but it happens. Flipped a piece of furniture that we got for $30. Sold it for $120 on Saturday, so we also made that money. I was happy to get that thing out of my garage. It was taking up so much room. I could barely move in my garage. My garage is a disaster area, and that's a goal of mine, hopefully in the spring, is to get through this and get my garage back organized, because the eBay stuff is just taking over. I'm working out of my dining room here where I'm filming this. We have the finished room over my garage. That's all of our eBay stuff. That's where I do all my packing, storing all of our items, all that stuff. My garage, we got a storage unit. We just have so much stuff. That's like I said, we've been lately just accepting a lot of offers on anything, even if it's a little bit lower, just because we just have so much stuff. So much stuff we haven't even went through and listed yet, which is unbelievable. And we have a big sale. Amy's favorite sale to go to is this Friday. And for obvious reasons, you buy the ticket to go to the sale. It's for charity. It's a big sale, but once you buy the tickets are $25. But they serve beer and wine and snacks, all complimentary once you buy the ticket to get in to the sale. So we're definitely going to go there Friday night. Maybe go back Saturday too. Just because it's a fun thing to do. Definitely going to bring the camera and see if we can get some good footage. But anyway, this was a video of the things that we sold over the weekend. Which, like I said, normally is a little bit more, but here we are. Still a good video to do, so you can see the kind of stuff we sell. But anyway, there you have it. As always, visit our store at coastalreselltherapy.com. The link will be posted in the description. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.